Hey buddy, it's Victor. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Thursday, Mosh Pit. We had another video cross 3,000 likes. Holy moly, we got ourselves a like streak, and we don't even have a like streak goal yet. Thank you all very much for the support. I'm glad a lot of people enjoyed the Wacky Wednesday special with the worst ranked item tier list run, and we'll see what happens for the next like streak goal. I've got a couple ideas. Again, post them in the comments down below. I do appreciate the discussion and all of the upvotes as well. Here's your meme of the day here, brought to you by, I'm going to say Nicro6 or maybe Nicro6. Rose, I don't know. I thought this was funny. Holy Mantle. The cooler Holy Mantle. Yes. Yes. Now, what they're referring to, by the way, in case of you didn't catch the subtlety there, is it is the Isaac's Tears item along comboed with the Book of Virtues. That's the reason why, because we were talking about, remember how like we were just getting wisps and they block stuff. Look, I know what it was. Thank you very much, Nicro6, and everyone who upvoted that one. CD is going to be Yankee Papa November 1, Tango Juliet Foxtrot 1. We've got we got Keeper's Shop, and we also have very good tiers and very decent damage. Horrible movement speed though. Man, oh man, I don't even know what to do with myself now that I can actually get stats and I don't have to worry about replacing items with bad items and ugh. But yeah, it was fun. It was an interesting run. I also didn't think that it would go the way it did. Like, I thought that we would be having a lot more problems with Cursed Eye, but Ludovico really did show something in that it can be quite the versatile item. Even if you don't have a very good tiers rate, it was still pretty pivotal in yesterday's run. And if you didn't see the worst ranked item run, then definitely go back and check it out because it was worth it. And I mean, it took us a long time to get there with the like streak goal. It's like something like 5 or 6 weeks in order for us to get to 150. But we did do it, by God. And you know, it was a lot of fun. So like I said, I'm always looking for fun, interesting, unique like streak goals to encourage the mosh pit to get out there and like the videos and stuff. And you know, that one was I think that it lost a lot of steam just because like it'd been so long since I did the all items tier list that a lot of people even forgot like what items they've ranked. And of course, it didn't help that we were missing the icons, but it actually took me a lot of time to scrub through that video to find out what icons I replaced with what. We do have a bomb here, so do that. Oh, okay. All right. So there's a hybrid heart there. So if we somehow get a full heart on our red heart, we'll be able to get a soul heart out of that. But we need to go find our item room, which is right here. And you'll have to forgive my voice again. My voice is pretty shaky for today. Did do a lot of vocals over this past week and weekend, and they turned out really well. But man, my voice is super duper gone. And you know, I do take precautions. I do warm up my voice. I make sure that I do like vocal warm-ups and that sort of thing, just to like take care of it, because obviously this is what I need to have to work. But you know, even after all those warm-ups, it doesn't quite shield you from the pure heavy metal content that you're ripping out. Wow, I did not expect Monstro to shoot that way, but then I forgot that we have Lost Fly. And this is kind of the problem with Lost Fly, is that it draws aggro sometimes, and then there's other times where it just doesn't draw aggro. So like kind of like right here, it's the same reason why you got to be careful with Scapegoat. You just never know when the enemies are going to aggravate or not. I really do kind of wish that there was like a target, like just a little bullseye or something that would show up around something that the enemies are targeting, rather than it just being totally random. Especially if they fire projectiles like Monstro. But again, it's kind of a minor complaint. You just have to be careful. We do get Crackjacks, which is going to give us a full heal. And we get M as well. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely take M here because I don't need or want a Keeper's Shop. And that is going to allow us to re-roll our spacebar item every single time. Every single time we use it into another spacebar item, which is cool. No, I think I'll save our money. Dig room might be here. I don't know if that was. I'm not sure if that actually hit or not, but I'm gonna save it. So we'll go with M. Yeah, pretty decent start. First Lost. So we'll go to last week's question of the episode here, which was one of those ones that unfortunately my question did get eaten by YouTube. But shout out to Colin Walker 6804 who was able to pick up the slack there. We didn't have a lot of upvotes. I think that's because most people were probably waiting for my comment. So I don't hold anyone like responsible or anything like that. It's YouTube's fault if anything. But the question of the episode was, what would you like to see for the next like streak goal? And there were still some good responses and answers to that one. The most upvoted one was from Colin himself, who said, since we are doing an all bads item run for this like streak goal, I think it would be fun to do the inverse, which would be an all S tier item run. I like watching steamrolls equally as I do watching the struggle bus runs. And I'm definitely down for that. I wouldn't be opposed to doing a all S tier item run. I do think that like there'd be no question as to whether or not we're going to win the run though. So I mean, yeah, we usually stomp runs regardless if it's going to be a set item pool or not. Yeah, I'll take a half price soul heart. But yeah, it's something that I'm considering. Maybe not for the next one, but certainly in the future that one will be. It's under consideration. Then the next one upvote was from Dennis, of course, who said, how about a Tainted Isaac week? Interesting character that has the potential to be really strong while still being challenging to play. I wouldn't do an entire week dedicated to a character because I think people would get sick of it. I know that that's kind of ironic with me being like, you know, Eden, a 90% Eden only player. But I do like the idea of no. We want all this. Oh baby, look at this devil deal. Oh my god, it's been a while since we've seen a devil deal like this. We get Athame the Pact and freaking Goathead. Yeah, sign me up for that. And Curse the XL. So I do think that doing like a Tainted Isaac run or something like that would be pretty cool. I do like playing as Tainted Isaac, but I do think that an entire week would get old very quickly for some people. And I want to make sure that, you know, the greatest majority of the mosh pit are enjoying themselves. You know, obviously you can't please everybody, of course, but you can try your best. I mean, that's what I try to do every single day. So thank you very much, Dennis. And then finally, we actually had a double comment tie for the most upvoted, the third most upvoted comment. Both of these had 12 upvotes at the time of this recording. One of them was an Alex Seleska, who said take all pills run. Well, we've already done that, Alex, and it didn't turn out so well because people were getting upset that I was taking all the pills. But then, of course, why would I take bad pills if one had been revealed as bad? So yeah, so that one didn't work out, but I do appreciate the sentiment either way. Then the other one was from Geezer5572, who said, I'd love to see a week of random Tainted run days. Tainted character runs are so fun and interesting to watch IMO. And yeah, again, I think that dedicating an entire week might be a little bit much. But, you know, every now and then we do a random Tainted character run day, which is always a lot of fun. It's good to switch it up every now and then, especially when we get like some of the crazier characters. But I mean, I'm always down for Tainted Keeper. Like, yeah, I'm down with that. Even if YouTube does kind of publish the video one day earlier. That's so aggravating too, because like from a technical side. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it was on Saturday of last week, this past weekend. The video for Sunday was accidentally released early. It was released on Saturday at the same time that Saturday's run went. And that occasionally happens sometimes because YouTube, for some odd reason, they absolutely love to they love to undo saved changes in your video descriptions, sometimes the meta tags, sometimes the schedule times, and they absolutely just love trolling you like that. And sometimes, just like much like the comment stuff, it doesn't save, so it defaults to the next day, and that's exactly what happened there. Actually don't need this. We don't need the Joker card because we have got the Goathead. So yeah, that's exactly what happened there, and unfortunately, a very small percentage of people saw what what the Random Sunday character was going to be before the video came out a day early. But what also sucks, though, of course, is the fact that like the game showed, or the not the game, but the YouTube description shows like it was published a day ago, and that caused just even more confusion. So there's not really much I can do about that. I can be as vigilant as I want to, but if YouTube doesn't save the changes, and if I'm not catching it or I'm not paying attention, then yeah, it just goes right on by. We've got 18 cents here. I don't really want to use I mean, I guess we could use the golden razor blade to boost our damage. Just kind of don't want, I don't want to waste our money, though, is the thing. We'll see. We'll see. So, but again, thank you all very much. Had a special 4 spot on the comments of the day from last week. And again, apologies about the confusion of the videos just not saving my comments. I really wish that there was more reliable stuff. If you want to hear how screwy YouTube is right now, like, you can't even forcibly post YouTube shorts. Like, you have to format them a certain way for the YouTube system to register them as shorts. That Isaac short that I uploaded from like the 4 billion Claudies that spawned from an Isaac Madness that we had a couple weeks ago, that one I actually edited and re-edited 3 times, and I could not get YouTube to recognize it as a short. And so eventually what I did was I just imported it directly from Twitch TV, and it for some odd reason just automatically formats it as a short. So yeah, that's that. YouTube is really strange. I don't know why they insist on not allowing creators to upload stuff as shorts. Like, just say like, hey, this is a YouTube short by default. You gotta be careful here. Frail can jump from like across the room if he's not aggroed on us. Get blood clot and we get 9 lives, which I will take. So man, oh man, all systems are go so far. We've been getting hooked up in these devil deals. No curse, thankfully. We do have the world card, which I just used. Yeah, it looks like compost is our spacebar item. Yeah, you know, I'm taking suggestions for the like streak. I do have a pretty good idea of what I want to do next. And it was one that was actually, it was coincidentally, it was recommended by someone in the mosh pit. I don't want to give it away yet, of course, but I'll probably be announcing it on Sunday. Just because I think Sunday feels like it's like an announcement day, you know. The Globins kind of conga line their way into a Thame and Lost Fly here. Yeah, the results, the fruits of my labor for doing vocals and stuff will be made available soon on Patreon. I don't know if they're going to be able to be released on YouTube here because they're probably going to get copyright struck, or at the very least content ID matched, which is fine. Like, I'm not looking to make revenue off of them anyway. I just don't want it to negatively impact the channel. So that's something that I always have to be kind of cognizant of. You know, it's like I could upload all my old World of Warcraft videos, but like with all those copyright not strikes, but all those copyright content ID claims from like the copyrighted music stuff, it gets nasty on YouTube. And again, as I was just talking about earlier, like it's so random at how YouTube determines things that you just don't. It always keeps us guessing as creators. Couple needles here, by God. By God. Guess we'll use a bomb. Don't know soul hearts from the fires yet, and no, the Hoggles Rune does not destroy blue fires, although that would be kind of cool. That does remind me of a there's a very old but classic Pokemon Unite clip that myself, Apollo, and Justin had from a couple years ago, and it's starting to make a kind of like a little bit of a renaissance, a little bit of a comeback around the inner circle of the NLSS crew and the mosh pit, because Justin had his 9-year partnerversary on Twitch, and he showed it was part of like this compilation that he shows for his intro anyway, and it was a very infamous clip where it's us 3 plus 2 other people who we didn't know, But we were basically like almost a 5 stack. It was a 3 stack, but it might as well have been a 5 stack. And we go up against an entire family of people, and I didn't notice it until the very, very end that it was a family, because one of their names, we'd seen Mama Bran in the name, but it wasn't until the very end when we essentially stomped them. I mean, it was an absolute destroying of this poor team in Pokemon Unite, which is a Pokemon MOBA for those of you who don't know. And we destroyed this team, and it was like, you know, it was sad. But when we got them back to the fountain, there was still like 20-30 seconds left. I noticed that one of the players was named Papa Bran, and so I was like, oh no. That's when I made the sort of like the alarm, the call out to Apollo, and oh wow, we got a second guppy at him. Apollo and Justin, and I said, oh no, it's Papa Bran. And they were like, what? I'm like, no, dude. And yeah, and then we surmised that it was an entire family that we had destroyed. And if you want to see the clip, I posted it in our Discord. It was like, I don't remember, I think it was on Sunday or Monday. But you can also just Google search it. Just look for streamers bully an entire family in Pokemon Unite. Just Google that and you'll find it. And unbeknownst to me, actually, there's a couple of really big streamers and YouTubers that reacted to that clip. One of them was Moist Critical, aka Charlie, and I had no idea that he had actually reacted to that clip. But man, it is classic. And really, where like the by God thing happened, like that's what kind of triggered, that's what set Apollo and Justin off and their laughing fits was when I said by God and they had a family. That's so seeing those needles there just reminded me of that, because it's been kind of making its rounds in the world again. But my gosh, it's one of the funniest clips I think I have ever seen in my life, that especially one that I've been a part of. Just this poor hapless family just wanting to play with their kids on the new Pokemon game. This is when Pokemon Unite first came out, by the way. And they ended up going up against 3 MOBA veterans, myself, Apollo, Justin, and getting absolutely destroyed. And the funniest part of it all, at least for me anyway, was when the scoreboard shows, because in that game it doesn't show, like, you don't know what the score is until after the game is over. And it was, the final score was 1,114 or 1,144 to 11. So yeah, it was pretty awful in the best way possible, though. Seriously, if you've not seen that clip of the Pokemon Unite incident with the Brand family, you owe it to yourself. You definitely owe it to yourself to see this. Now we have a very going back to Isaac now, since we are still playing Isaac, I think. We have a very unique situation here where if we hurry, we might be able to get a double boss rush if we hurry. Because what we can do is we can go fight Mom. We can use Forget Me Now at a boss rush and then do it again. We can't take everything jar. Well, I guess we can use everything jar. Does it have an empty charge on it? Oh, it does. Look at that. Well, I'm not going to use Blood Rights because we don't have a lot of HP. Plus, getting a double boss rush is way more cooler. So if we really, 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 really book it, we can get a double boss rush here. Our movement speed is not great. Truth be told, the only stat that's really decent on our side is going to be our tears rate, and even then, 3.69 is not phenomenal anymore. We're using golden bombs here just to kind of help us out. Congrats, Mom, you played yourself. Now, unfortunately, we are not going to get a we're not going to get another spacebar item from M with us using Forget Me Now, because it's a single use item. So like, let's finish this. There we go. I'm gonna take the negative because I want the damage. And Cammy Conception's fine, I guess. Then yeah, pretty bad, but we'll take Bomber Boy and let's see if we can do it again. Now again, we're gonna have to really rip it hard here in order for us to get Boss Rush for a second time, but it's definitely worth it. It's worth doing just for the other item that you can get, or at least more options, I should say, to pick through. It's gonna be a hard sell though for us to actually make it if we don't get the Fool card. Get our Soul Heart back. I like that. I know the secret room's there, but we don't care right now. Okay, well, we found the boss room, but we need to go back and get the Fool card if possible. We could also just die in there, but I don't really want to do that. We just got to get this Fool card. This will make up. This will totally make up for. This will make up for us getting. Curse the XL. Yes, I am Blackheart bombing this stuff right now because I'm trying to hurry. We don't need to find the shop, but I'd like to. But not. We need movement speed so bad. But not at the cost of not at the cost of our boss rush is the thing. Oh, I don't know about that one game. All right, well anyway. Here's our Fool card. That was the negative going off, by the way. Come on, dude. You don't have this much HP. I know you don't. Okay. So we gotta hurry. Probably wasn't worth coming all the way over there for that, but for the Fool card, we could have just died. This isn't about getting past boss rush. It's about getting out of the mom fight to go back and fight or go to the store and stuff. We're gonna need a little bit of help here with our Bomber Boy bombs. Oh, that one didn't count. How did that one not count, game? We put the bomb right on her. Okay. Good damage there by Lost Fly. We're out of bombs. Good damage by Athame. Come on. He's done it. He's done it. Now we can take our time. We don't have to worry about the devil deal because obviously we have Goat Head, so. And this is not great. I guess Camo Undies for the movement speed. We could have probably gone Lost Fly as well. Or only Forever Alone if we wanted the Beelzebub transformation. There's something every time I see this room, I absolutely hate life. If I don't have flying, like, this room is just such a drag. Okay. You guys, you girls have fun over there. I'm just gonna be doing this. So we did end up getting double boss rush, which is great. Like, don't get me wrong, it's great. It could have been a lot greater for sure if we had gotten any good item out of that, but this is going to cost us. Well, maybe not. You know, camo undies are fine. It's just not what we had hoped for. But the fact that we were able to get two boss rushes is pretty nice. It's not every day you get to see that. And we now have the option, if we don't want to go to the cathedral, we can go just fight Lamb and, yeah, or vice versa. I mean, we don't want to go to the Lamb. We can just go fight the cathedral, and that'd be it. Yeah, it's a little bit late for more options here, game. Okay, so we can use the Joker card to we can get stem cells and then use the Joker card to get out of there. Still, did we? Oh, we swallowed him. Okay. And yep. There are items. Really hoping for a donation machine. I'm not even going to bother with this judgment, to be honest. All right, so not the greatest second going here, but hey, you know what? It's the thought that counts. We got ourselves 2 boss rushes. That's a win. Final day of August is upon us, everybody. Can you believe it? Isn't that insane? It's already the 9th month. Nearly the 9th month of this year. It brings how fast everything moves in perspective. Like blink and all of a sudden 2023 is over. Can you believe 2020 was 3 years ago? Isn't that crazy? Like, it doesn't even feel like that. Like, it still feels like it's 2020 right now, you know? And all the craziness that was associated with that year in 2019, it's like, man. Like, I can't even keep track in years anymore. I go off of like what's the current age of like the Sun and Moon generation for Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? Like it's wild how fast our perception of time can warp. Wow, that was quite the shot right there. I mean, I guess. Yeah, we started so promising with the tears rate, and we also got the pact and everything too. We're only 1 away from Guppy, by the way, which I have a feeling we are going to probably end up getting Guppy stalled here. Get Guppy blocked. Yep. That. Man, I wish even at 1.35, I wish this was our base movement speed right now, because good lord, man. It's most likely the wrong way. Maybe not. Wow, okay. I thought for sure that'd be the secret room. Now, what we could also do is we could employ this tactic here of us using Lost Fly and Camo Undies to kind of aggro everything and just keep us safe. Check the sack room real quick in case there's a heart. Not. Very rarely do you get to see the... Okay, yep. This is indeed the wrong way. All right. All right. How does he do it? All right. So let's go over to the only other way that we could have gone. My God. Eye lasers and the brimstone lasers. That's where the Lost Fly really helps out. And those flying eye lasers, you know which ones I'm talking about. Now, in hindsight, should we have possibly considered taking false PhD? Maybe. There's a pretty sizable fan base for false PhD. They're just like, man, false PhD is an automatic take, and I don't agree with that. Yes, you can get some pretty good profit for damage out of that, like if you really, really, really need damage, but at the cost of like movement speed, tears rate, shot speed, HP. So it really, like, in my opinion, what I would say about False PhD is that it's like, it's one of those surplus items, right? Like, it's an item that's, in my opinion, better if you have a surplus of stats that you're willing to or able to give up for even more of a gain, right? But if you don't have a surplus of stats, if you're kind of operating at a deficit like we are currently, we don't have tears rate to give up, we don't have HP to give up, we don't have movement speed to give up. To me, it's not really worth it. We have had, going back to the Patreon, we have had a lot of new members to the Patreon Mosh Pit. So thank you very much, everyone. I've been talking about it. You know, people have been signing up for the keychain tier at the $25 tier, which is the that is the tier that not only gets you the guaranteed Sinvicta keychain, but also enters you in the drawing every single month for the limited edition autographed gold and black collector's edition keychain. And that's at no additional cost, of course. So we've already given out 4 this month. Going into September will be our 4th golden keychain that we've given out. And essentially, the longer that you stay active on that tier, the more slices you get on the wheel, and then that, of course, increases the chance of you winning because obviously you just have more slices. So it's worked out pretty well. And people have been receiving their golden keychains and posting pictures of it on the Discord and stuff. So I love seeing that. Really happy that people enjoy the collector's editions, and they are autographed as well, which is another reason why a lot of people like them. Really cool. I'm proud of the keychain. So if you want to check it out, of course, if you don't want to sign up for $25 a month, because that is a lot of money, but you still want to support my channel and you want to also gain the cheapest way to access our Discord, you can do so on the Patreon. It's only $1 at the lowest possible tier. It's much cheaper than a Twitch sub, much cheaper than a YouTube membership sub, and you still gain the same exact benefits. So yeah, so if you don't want to give Amazon or Google your money, then you can give it to Patreon, and that's only slightly less evil than the other 3. The other 2, I should say. It's the slightly less evil out of all 3. The lesser of 3 evils. I don't know if they're evil or not. I don't know. And let's go ahead and complete the Guppy block trifecta here. Because you know what's going to happen. You know we're not going to get it. If we get Guppy, I'll go fight Lamb. If we don't get Guppy, then I'm not fighting Lamb. Bizzle, although I don't know which part of our body that got hit there. I wasn't really paying attention. This damage is not great. A whole lot of not great, actually. Yep. And just as I predicted, we do not get Guppy. I will take Gimpy, and I absolutely take Mark. It at least gives us movement speed. That's the important thing, is at least we got movement speed. And we also got a little bit of damage, of course. So doing the Cathedral on 1 HP is not really an easy task here. We got D-Bizzle. I should have let him go pick up that heart. But with this tears rate and this damage, this DPS, I should say, is not gonna be quite the challenge here. It's gonna be a little bit of a barn burner. Oh, I was getting sucked up over there by the champion I didn't even see. Our movement speed's so bad that we were actually unable to move. I was like, is Fistula like hitting me, or like what's going on? Okay, Lost Fly, you're kind of freaking me out a little bit. Sir, okay, thank you. I was gonna say, you have no HP, sir. This is going to be hell. Now, if Conquest wants to drop Conquest Pony, I'm down for that. Also, by the way, game, I have noticed that we didn't get a single spacebar item since, like, we swallowed M. So, kudos to you on that. I did notice that. On top of Guppy blocking us. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. You might be thinking that's a peculiar reason. Or that's a interesting choice to leave it there. The reason why I don't necessarily want to take our Soul Hearts right now is because I don't want to... For that reason right there. I want to make sure that when we fight Isaac, we have as much HP as possible, not as little HP as possible. Because right now we have as little HP as possible. So it's sort of a sunk cost fallacy in that I'm going to wait to see if we can clear our way to Isaac before we start picking up HP, because it's just going to be worse on us. Like right there, we would have lost we would have lost all the HP that we would have ever gotten on this level. And then we're forced to go fight Isaac on 1 HP rather than suffering through these terrible rooms and, you know, still making it and then getting one step closer to Isaac, which then allows us to have one less room that we have to clear in order to have the best chance that we can get. Because Isaac is going to be the hardest fight that we see in this entire run. And most of the time, Isaac is the hardest fight. Not because he's necessarily difficult, because he just has some of the cheapest mechanics. So we don't want to destroy our only Soul Hearts by simply going after rooms that we don't have any business being in until we're ready to commit. Whatever, game. Game is just feeling itself right now. I want them to chase Lost Fly. Okay, so now that we've reached Isaac, assuming that we don't die against Pride here, with the randomness of the clown physics, you just never know. Now we can go back and go pick up those 2 Soul Hearts, and we have the best shot at beating Isaac, rather than previously picked up those Soul Hearts, gone through all these horrible rooms, you know, taking bad damage here, bad damage there, and then lost those Soul Hearts, and then we're still faced with fighting Isaac anyway. Now we have the ability to fight him, but with 3 HP instead of 1. We also have the Anarchist Cookbook, which thankfully we are going to get a reroll with, thanks to M. But if we can knock Isaac out of phase 2 early on with Camo Undies, that would be the best case scenario here. And then we can also we can throw down Anarchist Cookbook to just kind of send him over the edge to phase 3, so we don't have to worry about the Angel Fetuses. This is not going to be an easy fight. And he shot at us. I'm pretty sure he was aiming for Lost Fly, but losing that heart early, probably the earliest possible like chance that we could have lost it, is real bad. So we didn't get out of phase 3. Or we didn't get out of phase 2. Now we're out of phase 2, but now we only have 1 HP. We cannot expect Isaac to do what we think he's going to do and just be totally aggroed on Lost Flies, so that's why you got to be careful with the aggro. Remember, we're doing all this with barely above 1.0 movement speed too, which is also nerve-wracking. We have no bombs. See, now he's aggroed us again. We essentially don't want to be, we do not want to be where we're at right now, which is in the middle of Isaac and Lost Fly. That's the worst place we could be. Okay, that was absolutely horrible, but we got through there. Get the D4. Now, this is not going to re-roll M, but this will re-roll 9 lives, so we need to be very cautious about this. Do we use the D4, or do we wait until we lose all of the HP from 9 lives before using it? Because we don't want to give up all of our chances in case things go sour in the chest. This is gonna be rough, man. Like, this is not a foregone conclusion here. Let's see what we get out of the chests here. It's gonna be the mine, which is great. So at least we know where we need to go. Teleport might be kind of pog here. This is gonna give us 2 or 3 for Beelzebub as well. I teleport, take us to the boss. It kind of did, but I can't. We don't have the movement speed for me to get out of that corner. What in the world is going on in here? We're just holding on for dear life at this point right now. Bro, what is up with these husks? Thank you. Okay, D-Bizzle with the big time plays. Oh yeah. With a shovel. We have no bombs. This room's also going to be hell. Okay, we got one. We got rid of one of them. Ghost Pepper has been kind of huge for us. And Fruity Plum doing work over there. They get a bomb. The skulls are what make this room ridiculously difficult. The bone heart, finger bone. Could potentially get some items out of this. Gub. Worm Buddy, the goat. Okay. I'm leaving all the hearts on the ground deliberately here. Let's take one stab at Blue Baby. On 1 HP. Oh, look at Worm Buddy and Ghost Pepper. Worm Buddy. Worm Buddy the goat. Let's just shut the door. Just shut the door on this run. All right, now I know what people were wondering. What would the D4 have given us, and would we have been able to win with it? So let's go find out. Worm Buddy coming up clutch. Consistently one of the best items in the game. Seriously. BFF, Lil Chub. And honestly, like, shout out, like, big credit goes to BFF and Baby Plum. Doing work. Ooh, present here. Gonna be super lazy. Transcendence, okay. Finally get flying after the run is over, of course, but just how it be. And Worm Buddy Worm Buddy plus like a Thame is just so brutal. When you kill stuff around it that has ads and stuff, and then a Thame like pops off and they can't move, it's just so satisfying. All right, let's see what the D4 would have gotten us here. And it would have given us a fresh 9 lives. Mom's Knife. Sumptorium. Maw of the Void. Anti-Grav Tears. I don't know if it's a... I'm not sure if that is that's an improvement or not over what we have. I think our damage was better with Camo Undies and Worm Buddy. We have Sumptorium though, which is nice. But yeah, so anyway, that's going to do it for us today, everybody. Pretty solid run at the end there, but man, it was a little dicey towards the chest, especially the Cathedral against Isaac. But that is going to do it for this run, everyone. Thank you very much. I hope you had a great start to your Thursday. And today's question of the episode: what is your take on the M trinket, and when do you drop it? Do you ever drop it to yourself? Do you drop it as soon as you roll it once, or do you wait until you have a good space bar item and then try to drop it, or do you try to avoid swallowing it or smelting it? Post them in the comments down below. Remember, the top 3 comments get read. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like and thanks to patrons of mine like Brittany Conyers and Ivy Bug. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Sinvicta.